invited me into his home, embraced me, and I want you to embrace him, Mike Sypsomos.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Mitch. And what an honor, really, what an honor it is for me to be here with an amazing, amazing group of experts, international speakers. Thank you guys for having me here. Listen, before we start, I want to honor all the speakers, and I know most of you were here in the morning, so can we please have a round of applause for all the speakers in the morning? Thank you. Learned so much. So I understand I'm here for two jobs. I'm doing two jobs here. One is to bring the age average up, and the second one is to bring the height average down. So I think I'm doing okay so far, right? Okay. But with age comes experience and expertise. So I want to share with you some of that experience and expertise. Is that okay with you? Great, great. So I've been a project management coach, but I've been a coach. I'm just a natural coach. So if I may, how many of you have children? Raise your hand. Wow, nice. Okay, and you know I've talked about my son Alex, and I have another son, George, who's in the U.S., and I love them both dearly, and I'm very, very proud of them. But I always tell stories about Alex because he lives with me. So I'm very close to him. So I'll tell you a story that has really changed my life and other people's lives as well. So it was about 8 years ago at ISB, the International School of Bangkok. It was a Saturday afternoon. And Alex was playing soccer, and it was a night game, actually. I was coaching his team, as I always did. Alex made me look like a superstar coach. He was always an amazing, amazing player. And so his dream was that he wanted to actually be an international player, and he had all the skill and all the drive to do that. So after halftime, with the score tied at 1, so Alex, with a ball on his feet, right, he comes down the field and he's determined to score the winning goal, as he usually did. So the goalkeeper comes out, and as Alex was taking the shot, the goalkeeper tries to kick the ball back, and he kicks Alex on the shin instead. Even to this day, my heart stops. You could hear a pin drop, but you could also hear Alex's bone just break, and you could hear the bone from across the field. It was split. Alex was down on the ground, and at the same time, when I saw the leg break, I could see Alex's dreams becoming an international player shatter. So, on the way to the hospital in the ambulance, Alex's friend Nick, he insisted he comes with us, and he was telling him, "Oh, Alex, why did this had to happen to you? You know, this is a terrible thing." And honestly, he was not helping the situation at all. So, and then something magical happened that honestly changed both Alex's, mine, and Nick's life. So I said, "Look, guys, let's just change this mood. Let's just play a little game." So I pulled a pen and a paper out, and I said, "Let's just play this game to where you give me 30 reasons why Alex breaking his leg is a good thing." So they looked at me like I was crazy. But then they started giving me reasons like, girls will sign his cast, and he will lose days from school, and he will spend more time in music, and all that stuff, right? And by the time we get to the hospital, they were laughing so hard that the emergency room doctor, he looked at Alex like, "Is this the guy that broke his leg? How could that be?" That wasn't his norm, right? So, actually, the lesson that Alex learned that day was that it's all about how we interpret anything that happens to us. So he decided that through this routine that I did with him, that this was a good thing. So he could only see the good side of him breaking his leg. And from then on, that's exactly what he did. So he was actually he's always been looking at the positive side of things. So I first discovered, so what happened there is the repetition, is the power of repetition. So I discovered the power of repetition when I first took my first class of project management. Like I said, I am a project management coach. So project management is about repetitive processes, okay? And once you follow those processes, you become more successful in projects, but also you can use them in life, right? So I've been doing this coaching, and I've been helping people become better in projects, but also in their careers and lives. So let me ask you, let me tell you, what do you think that happened that changed the attitude of those boys in the ambulance going to the hospital in just less than 20 minutes? It was the power of repetition. It was the power of repetition. It's extremely powerful. And the one thing, we don't have time to spend in telling you about project management, so I'm going to share with you the 3 simple things that I do in my coaching, but also in my personal life, which have kept my life on track, and also other people's lives on track. So the one thing I do is I write my goals down. I have already written them down, but I read them at night before I go to bed and in the morning when I get up. I meditate. Number 2, I meditate for at least 15 minutes a day, whether I have time or not. And number 3, I'm grateful about everything. So I always, the night before I go to bed, I write the 10 things down that I'm grateful about. Okay? And that has changed my life. And I promise you, you do that and you continue to do that for 30 days, it's going to change your life. So, I'm going to ask you a quick question here. What kind of questions do you ask yourself? Are they empowering or are they disempowering? Okay? What I suggest that you do is that you use the power of repetition and you become a happier person. Use the simple process I gave you, and become a happier person. So if anybody wants some help with changing their habits, please contact me. I'm coachsypsomos.com, as Dave would say, and I'm available anytime to help any one of you. Thank you very much.